this is an afterthought. It's the greatest flip-flop. It is completely absurd. The Chief Minister has been overridden with pressure from outside. The case is precariously placed. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to conclude this first observation by saying that we are all embarrassed at the way. We are now getting increasingly embarrassed at the way, first with how the Mumbai police is handling the case and now how the politicians are coming to the case. How is it any politician's business, I don't understand, to get into a murder case? And without political pressures, things like this don't happen. YP Singh, former IPS officer, now advocate Padma Rao from Delhi, Vikram Singh, former DGP Uttar Pradesh, Hitesh Jain of the BJP and advocate to my right, Rahul Narvekar, spokesperson MLC of the NCP to my left, Rohit Kochhar, chairman and managing partner of Kochhar and Company, and Geeta, Luthra, senior advocate, Supreme Court. I am embarrassed. Are you, Geeta Luthra, at what's going on here? We are asking the questions. I'm really embarrassed at even seeing this go on like this.
Yes, I think the Mumbai administration has done a major faux pas this time. In fact, it's not only a faux pas, it's actually embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the Commissioner of Police who was the commissioner who had to be transferred. It's embarrassing for the person who came in.
Yeah.
It's bad as a principle in investigation to do something like this.
Yeah.
That somebody is investigating a high-profile, sensitive matter, you transfer them midway, and you don't say that, okay, he will continue for the purposes of this case. There's nothing like that which comes on. And then there's this huge hue and cry by the public, and then there's this rethink. Now, it really reflects so poorly on the morale of the police, the police. And that's not a good thing. It's not regarding this case. It's regarding the morale as such, which I think it really reflects very badly.
Okay, so now I think we should be very direct tonight. I also want to say this, that I'm just asking relevant questions, so Rahul Narvekar, don't overreact to it. But we all know here that certain questions will have to be asked today because it is absurd. Within a matter of hours, Rakesh Maria is shunted out and then he's brought back. It is absurd because the moment he talks about Peter Mukherjee and the money angle, he's first thrown out and then he's brought back, for perception's sake. Is Rakesh Maria, on good terms with your party chief Sharad Pawar? Mr. Narvekar. Is Rakesh Maria has been on good terms with your party chief Sharad Pawar?
Well, let me tell you that every police commissioner, not only Mr. Rakesh Maria, I think all his predecessors have also been in good terms with Mr. Pawar, because Mr. Pawar is one of the
what is Mr. Pawar's role on the removal of Rakesh Maria?
And therefore, every high-ranking officer or any officer in the police department will definitely have regards for Mr. Pawar. One.
Did Mr. Pawar put any pressure on the case?
I am astonished to know that NCP calls the shots in a BJP run government.
Because you're the backup plan for the BJP.
This sounds very flattering.
No, I'm just asking.
This sounds very flattering, but this is far from being true.
No, but is it wrong? No, one sec. Please, Mr. Narvekar, we must continue the conversation in an even keel. Isn't the NCP the backup plan for the BJP in case their relationship with the Shiv Sena goes hostile?
Oh, is it? Thanks for letting me know that.
You weren't aware of that?
No, absolutely not.
Was Mr. Pawar upset?
And even if we are backup plans for some other party, that party should clarify that. How would we know?
Was Mr. Pawar upset at the removal of Rakesh Maria in the morning?
Well, Mr. Pawar...
Did he know about it?
Exactly. Let me come to that.
Yeah, did he know about it?
I really appreciate that you give all this kind of importance to us and our leaders, that you really feel that NCP leaders call the shots in a BJP government. Amazing. So I take credit for that. I thank you for that. Yeah. But unfortunately, to your disappointment, there's nothing of the sort. Yeah. To my knowledge, at least.
So it's a good thing or a bad thing that Rakesh Maria has been brought back to the case?
Okay, now coming
to a good thing or a bad thing? Answer the question. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a most impractical thing.
Impractical.
I'll tell you why. Now, if you want to hear logic, you can ask me. If you want to create controversies, forget about it.
No, it's a Padma Rao.
Now let me come to the logic point of view.
Padma Rao is answering you right now. She's smiling at the response.
I don't understand.
Padma Rao is smiling at the response.
Arnab, 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I don't understand.
You've got many minutes.
How is the Director General of Police
I'm asking a question.
The Commissioner of Police?
I know how you're reacting.
This is an example of lack of administrative experience.
Sir, all I am saying, Mr. Narvekar,
Please, Rahul.
Mr. Narvekar,
only they could do such a thing.
Calm down, Mr. Narvekar. All I'm saying is that it's an afterthought. It's an afterthought.
What's an afterthought? You don't allow people to speak. That's an afterthought. When people make logic, you don't want to hear them. That's an afterthought.
Did I say?
Why don't you hear me out for half a second?
Did I say even
Why
once?
don't you hear me out for half a second?
There are all these panelists.
I insist. I request my fellow panelists to give me half a minute. Just half a minute.
Everyone's smiling today, Narvekar.
You've had more than half a minute.
Narvekar, everyone's smiling at your response.
You hogged the entire debate up to now.
Mr. Narvekar, just watch. I have a question for the viewers. No, don't come between me and my viewers. And I'm only asking one question tonight. Dear viewers, did I say even once, YP Singh or Hitesh? Did I even say, did I say even once that Sharad Pawar put pressure for the reinstatement of Rakesh Maria? I didn't say that at all.
I don't think that's a point to be discussed also. Let's come to the point.
I don't know why you're responding. YP Singh coming to the debate. YP Singh, go ahead, please.
Mr. Narvekar has already made an admission.
Which is what?
That Pawar was calling the shots when NCP government was in power, and at that time Home Department was under
Mr.
NCP.
YP Singh,
Look,
what I've said.
Look, you said
Mr.
that
YP Singh, yours more than what I've said.
Look, you had said that any commissioner of police would be proximate to Mr. Pawar.
Absolutely,
What does it mean?
He's a tall leader of the state.
Mr. Maria was.
I want the respect him.
Mr. Maria
I want the respect him.
Mr. Maria.
Mr. YP Singh, maybe you weren't as fortunate to be as close to Mr. Pawar when you were in service.
No, Sharad Pawar doesn't like us.
Rest of the cadre does not respect him.
Sharad Pawar likes those people who work for him.
I regard for Mr. Sharad Pawar. There's no problem
You
with
are
that.
admitting yourself.
The only issue
It's your own admission. What are you saying? According to you, Maria was appointed because he was close to Pawar. That is your own admission. And should Maria be appointed by the Chief Minister or by an extraneous entity?
Okay, are you done?
No, I'm not done. I'm not done. Answer a straight question. Who should appoint the commissioner?
Half a minute of time.
Who should appoint the commissioner? Mr. Sharad Pawar or the Chief Minister? Tell me.
Are you done?
Yes. You answer to this question.
Who came in your dream and told you that Mr. Sharad Pawar appointed Mr. Maria? This is a figment of your imagination.
This is your
what I said. Hear me out. See, in the excitement of talking on national television, you don't hear others. That's the problem.
That is the problem with you, not with me.
Okay, that's the problem with me. Now you listen to me.
Frequently.
Okay, now listen to me. Okay, that's my problem. Now listen to me.
The problem is all you politicians, all you politicians, be it the Shiv Sena, be it the NCP, be it the BJP, be it the Congress, in 35 years of my professional experience and an ample number of years of senior journalists like Arnab, one thing that we know, the police and the Indian Administrative Service are repeatedly interfered with, are repeatedly pushed around, are repeatedly jostled around for political purposes by all of you political parties. Now stop this, because there is an investigation.
I think this is the biggest insult and discrediting the police.
Not at all. It is a fact, and it is not fiction. It is a fact. Ask any citizen of this country.
Mr. Maria has been promoted.
Pushed around by you.
He has been kicked upwards.
I don't know.
Nobody is kicked upwards.
This is absolutely rubbish. This is absolutely rubbish. The explanation given by the Bharatiya Janata Party is absolutely rubbish. If Mr. Maria has been promoted to DG, has the DG been demoted as commissioner? Has Mr. Javed Ahmed been demoted from DG to commissioner?
Can I, gentlemen, watch a YP Singh? Padma, I'm putting this question to the
investigating a case. Does that mean that he is demoted?
Also, is the DG going to report to the commissioner? Is the DG going to report to the commissioner? What are you talking about?
It is not a question of
you probably are as inexperienced as your political leaders in the government who have absolutely no administrative
Rahul, I think you are just shouting because the allegations are made that Mr. Because there is a nexus between Mr. Pawar and Mr. Maria, you are shouting. Rahul, because
and therefore you should admit
why do you bring BJP every time, Rahul? Rahul, every time don't bring the BJP. Don't blame all your problems on BJP. Rahul, don't blame all your problems on BJP.
We have no problem.
See, first of all, Mr. Maria
BJP
is
the one who has
nowhere
to answer the
demoted.
people.
BJP,
Not
he has
us.
been promoted.
It
It's a
is the
routine
Bharatiya Janata Party
administrative
that has to answer the
promotion.
people, not the
It's a
NCP.
routine administrative
It is your shot,
order.
it is your call.
So then why did you took the burden upon yourself, Rahul? Rahul, why did you took the burden? You are taken as if you have been put in a dock and you are shouting.
Have you finished?
Rahul, you are taking the burden on yourself, shouting and as if somebody is put you in the dock.
Statement thrice now. Can I speak?
No, you, Mr.
You have been only talking. Nobody else is. Everybody else is listening to you.
I have 3 straight questions.
No,
Rahul,
I have 3 straight
Rahul, now
questions.
5 minutes. You wanted a half a
I
second.
am now
We gave
Rahul
you 5
Narvekar.
minutes.
Stop, please. Once, everyone stop.
In 5 minutes, you have not made your point.
There you go.
1 minute.
The
1 minute.
political
Please stop.
again.
Please stop. 1 second. Let me bring order to the debate. 1 second. Calm down, gentlemen. Is this a joke? You have the biggest murder mystery in the country, and I'm saying this tonight for all those people.
Thank you.
Who, without doing any journalism of their own, who, without having done any reporting on the field, without having deconstructed or tried to connect the dots of a crime, which is the basic rule of journalism, sit there and do their empty punditry that we should stop. Oh my God, we should stop covering the Sheena murder mystery. I want to know whether they will eat their words tonight. Because what is proven tonight is clear that the money and all those people who do the empty, careless and hollow punditry, oh, let's not cover the Sheena murder mystery. I am saying this tonight, eat your words tonight. Because what is apparent is that when the media investigation uncovers the money angle, YP Singh, then even Peter Mukherjee's name comes in. Then the Mumbai Police Commissioner says, I am going to investigate Peter Mukherjee and look at the money angle. Within half an hour of that, I have information that the Chief Minister of Maharashtra decides to remove him from his chair. My question tonight is this. Why does the Chief Minister of Maharashtra get nervous the moment the money angle and Peter Mukherjee's name comes in? Why should we not ask that question?
Arnab, I don't think Chief Minister has got nervous.
Yeah, YP Singh first after
I don't think the Chief Minister has got nervous.
Just a minute, let me explain the legal angle about it.
Go ahead.
What Arnab is saying has certainly driven the state government to commit an illegality. Otherwise, state government would not do so. Now listen, please, 1 minute. 1 minute, please. Commissioner of Police post under the IPS cadre rules is that of an Additional Director General of Police. So why a Director General of Police has been posted to the post of Commissioner of Police? Yes, Mr. Javed is an honest person.
But that's a different subject. Let's debate on
it's
the
not
topic.
A different. How can they do an
illegality? Are we complaining about Mr. Javed being appointed
Jain,
as a
lawyer?
commissioner?
You should respect the law.
That's a different topic.
You should respect the law.
No, you should
be talking about. Are you a BJP man or are you a lawyer?
No, Mr.
Do you respect All India Service Act? Do you respect Indian cadre rules? Do you know if the Chief Minister wanted it, you should have got the post upgraded to the
YP Singh, one second.
You should have sent a proposal to the central government to upgrade the post.
Calm down, gentlemen. By the way, to all the viewers tonight, why do you think all of this is happening? We're following this case tonight, and my question is this: please don't get aggressive tonight. What is happening is absolutely absurd. No self-respecting government interferes in a murder investigation. Mr. Hitesh Jain,
Why
they committed the illegality
at all?
Okay.
Government is not interfering.
Why are they doing illegal things?
These are the routine administrative transfers. The government has got nothing to do with
Vikram Singh.
I don't think the government has interfered.
Vikram Singh. Hitesh,
it will be unfair to blame government because the government
you're repeating yourself like a broken record now. Now please listen to me. One second. Rohit Kochhar and Geeta Luthra haven't forgotten that I'm coming to you. My point is tonight, don't say government has not intervened. Without government intervention, Rakesh Maria would not be removed.
This was a administrative transfer,
please, how totally, completely, ridiculously absurd. To say routine, if it's routine administrative decision to first
adjectives.
1 second, is it what?
Very easy to give adjectives. He was due for transfer for last 3 to 4 months. It is not something that he is
Rubbish.
Mr. Minimum 2 year tenure.
He was due for transfer for last 2 to 3 months. So don't. What rubbish adjectives you are using? By merely saying using adjectives, you are shouting you become right or what?
Give me half a minute.
I want
tomorrow suppose there are 10 cases. Today this is A. Tomorrow there is B. So do you mean to say the police commissioner will never be transferred?
Mr. Maria was due for transfer in the first week of October.
I don't think you are right.
You don't need to think.
What is your basis, Mr. Narvekar?
I'm corroborating that. Stop, please, gentlemen. Okay, Hitesh, stop, please. There are 3 panelists who have not spoken. Now, I'm telling you one thing.
May I?
I'm coming to you, Vikramji, I'm just making 2 things clear. two things I'm saying. Yes, his last date was the 30th of this month.
Exactly.
Okay? One second.
He wasn't due for transfer.
He was not due for transfer
Get
the
your
30th.
facts right.
That means what does it mean? That means last night somebody became very nervous because he went out and did a press conference saying, now I'm going after the money angle and Peter Mukherjee. That means there is somebody who wants to protect Peter Mukherjee and not bring the money angle out. And that somebody ensured that the man gets transferred by this morning, which other words means as long as Rakesh Maria is not going after Peter Mukherjee and protecting the money angle, you can say what you I'll say, you know what is
speculative story. Somebody
circumstantial evidence on it.
Yeah.
Full circumstantial evidence.
I think this is speculative, and Mr. Maria can show whether there was any pressure.
Vikram Singh.
Arnab, you interview so many people. I think you should interview Mr. Maria. He will give you correct answer.
I'm happy to interview Maria.
And he will tell you whether there was any pressure. I think Mr. Maria will confirm that there was no pressure.
I am happy to interview Maria. I don't know if Maria will be happy to be interviewed. Vikram Singh, please. Is this normal? Vikram Singh, is this normal or is this absurd? What's going on?
May I?
Yes, please, sir. Vikram Singh.
Knee-jerk reactions are indicative of the fact that these are unprecedented and uncalled for.
Yeah.
And what you have mentioned about the investigation part, may I submit that there are special interest groups who in fact developed cold feet when the subject of financial ramifications came up, and therefore in the process of damage control they did what they have done, and they have done it so sloppily. One.
Yes.
Number two.
Yes.
Having said that, they have done irreparable damage to the institution of the Police Commissioner of Mumbai, which is an institution that is worthy of emulation in all other parts of the country and respected all over the country and the world. You have done irreparable damage to that institution by denigrating the authority of both Maria and Police Commissioner Javed.
Yes.
It is difficult to say who is more capable of it without going into details of that. One police officer is as good or as bad as the other.
You are repeating it.
Absolutely, very quickly. I would like to add to what the police officer said.
Hitesh, Padma comes in and I want to get Geeta, Luthra and Rohit Kochhar. One sec, viewers remember this. Padma, 1 minute.
I want to support and corroborate what the police officer just said. I absolutely agree with him. The point is that this is Commissioner Maria, who was instrumental in the 93 riots, who was instrumental in the 26/11 investigation, who has a superlative career, and the timing of this is not just clumsy, as the police officer, my colleague, just pointed out, but it goes beyond that. Special interests. Who are these special interest groups? And it is well within the rights of the media. To go back to what you said, Arnab, let the bleeding hearts stop moaning about the media reporting. The media has helped the police in this case. The media, your channel, has gone out and found protagonists in this case who were important for the investigation. So stop moaning about the media. The media has helped. There is no law to prohibit the media from discussing or debating an incident that involves people in the city, people like you or me, people who live in the cities, aspirational people who've migrated to the city.
You see, the point is I go by the central rule, Padma. I won't get into this media debate, but I will certainly say that I've always gone by the rule that people who find it lazy to report are also the people who find it easy to pontificate. So I don't take that seriously. My point is this, and I'd like to get Geeta Luthra. Now Geeta Luthra and Rohit Kochhar. Let's look at this logically. There is a murder. The murder is of a very well-known person's family member. There are important people like Peter Mukherjee in the mix. There is a lot of money. There is hundreds of crores of rupees siphoned. There is a political angle because the investigation into the siphoning suddenly stops last year. And now there is a strong feeling that as long as you took it as an honor killing or a family issue or a small petty murder within the family, nobody has any problems. But the moment you uncover the money angle, siphoning of funds, people are worried that dangerous consequences. I never know, Geeta Luthra, maybe big names will come out. These are influential people with a lot of connections, and I don't know where the money may have come from. So the moment you get into the whole picture changes. Geeta, how are you looking at it, Ms. Luthra? Rohit, I'm coming to you after that.
I think this is possible, but may not necessarily be true for one reason. Nobody could not have looked at the money angle. With the names of Indrani and Peter Mukherjee there, money angle would have always been investigated, dehorse whoever does the investigation. Just because they weren't covering it at this stage doesn't mean that the money angle wasn't being looked at. So is that the reason why he was transferred suddenly, or is the reason more apparent by what the Chief Minister said, that he was feeling unhappy, that he was reporting so much or giving so much attention to this one case and so on. So it could be either issue.
No, Geeta, Luthra, here is a person against whom there is no action when at the height of Lalit Gate, pictures emerge of the Mumbai Police Commissioner outside a plush restaurant in London in the August company of Lalit Modi. There's no action taken against him then, but so, you can be canoodling with Lalit Modi in London, where you should be keeping a distance from him.
Speculation.
Please, there's no speculation. You've seen the picture. You've seen the picture. I'm not saying upright. You're saying upright. I'm not saying upright. I'm not saying upright. I'm not saying upright. I'm not saying upright. You're saying upright. That's your value judgment. I am debating tonight. Hitesh, don't. Hitesh.
Police officers have not been promoted in the past.
How many times can you repeat a sentence, Hitesh? I need to get Rohit into it. The point is, it is totally, completely, absurdly absurd that the state government says in the morning that the new commissioner of police is competent to look at the Sheena murder case, and in the evening says no, Rakesh Maria will look at that case. It is absurd. The new commissioner of police tells the media earlier, I will proceed with this case, and in the evening, he doesn't handle the case. Rakesh Maria is handling the case. What do you think? This is musical chairs?
But does that mean the new police commissioner cannot look into the case? I don't think so.
Again, you have revealed your lack of intent into going into the case seriously. You want to cover up the case.
How can Maria supervise the case? It's a statutory investment. Look, Mr. Jain, you are a lawyer. You are a politician later.
So that means you cannot supervise the case.
How can Mr. Maria DG Home Guards?
Arnab, I agree with you. Suppose if the commissioner has certain ideas.
How can DG Home Guards? Listen 1 minute. How can DG Home Guards supervise a statutory investigation?
Why not?
Why not? Tomorrow you'll say that Secretary Law and Judiciary will supervise the judgment of a judge.
You cannot be a
No. See, it's a statutory.
I don't see any problem in Mr. Maria investigating
unless until Mr. Maria is appointed as a special police officer. He cannot take over investigation.
Whatever role you may be.
No.
Is there a problem?
Just an administrative dictate by the Home Secretary.
I first want to understand. Is there any objection in Mr. Maria investigating the case?
This question
is not an office under Section 36.
Is there any problem with Mr. Maria investigating the case?
There is a legal problem.
So you should allow him to come. I don't see. There is no legal problem.
Let me tell you. Will you tell me
what is the legal problem?
Under Section 36 of the CRPC. No.
Absolutely no problem.
It's a superior police officer who has powers.
Okay, can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? YP Singh. YP Singh.
No powers.
Okay.
Arnab, this is
calm down out here. My question tonight is this, please, Hitesh, will you just take a deep breath? And I genuinely think you need a glass of water and calm down and take this question.
Arnab, I have a comment to make.
Rohit, just once.
This is what happens.
Just a minute.
This is what happens.
BJP defender first, lawyer later.
Yeah, 1 second. Please, General, can you just wait? Rohit, before I come to you, suppose I were to say today that is there anything wrong? Is there anything wrong if the Sunanda Pushkar murder case, and by the way, what happened to that case? Deep freeze? Freezer? To be picked up when politically relevant, to be picked down when politically not relevant? What happened to the Sunanda case, by the way? Just thinking about it tonight. Viewers, do you think about it as well? What happened to the Sunanda case? Anyway, I hope the Delhi Police Commissioner thinks about it. What if today, Rohit, my question is, what if today someone were to say in Delhi today, the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi were to say that I hereby hand over the Sunanda Pushkar murder case to the head of the traffic police in Delhi. I hand over the Sunanda Pushkar case to the head of the Delhi traffic police.
That, Arnab, is not a good comparison.
No, of course it's a good comparison. It's an exact comparison, in fact.
No, Home Guard.
No, actually it's not, and I'll tell you why. Because Mr. Maria was working day and night on the Sheena Bora murder case.
But he was removed in the morning and brought back in the evening. Why was he removed? Why was he removed? Why was he removed in the morning? Why should I not get into the reason? I need to get...
I absolutely agree with you that this flip-flop of the state government
introduce a new officer
does not make it look very good.
To generate fresh momentum. Obviously, because you want to pull the stops. Why remove somebody who was working day and night, who had generated a momentum?
Does it make any difference in that 8 hours that he has been brought back?
That's the point I was responding to. If I may be allowed to finish.
Rohit, let him complete, Padma. Let him complete. Let Rohit complete.
If the journalist lady will allow me to finish, please.
Rohit, complete.
I was in the middle of my response.
Yeah, go ahead, Rohit.
So Arnab, I was mentioning that I absolutely agree with you that this flip-flop of the state government in first saying now the new police commissioner will head the probe and then doing a somersault and reinstating Mr. Maria does not make the government look very good. However, having said that, I think it's efficient if the same officer who's been heading the probe and who's personally familiar with every intricate detail. Continues his supervisory role
Rohit, my question to you
in the matter.
Rohit, my question to you.
The next point I want to make is
Rohit, my question to you. Wait a minute.
I don't believe financial angle
police officers are not
will be covered up
Rohit,
just because
Rohit, 1 second. Rohit, I live in the real world, Rohit. Rohit, 1 second. I live in the real world. And in the real world in India, influential people often pull the strings to make sure that power play gets them out. Now, I'll tell you factually why there's power play out, which is why I think, some people are so hollow that they're actually hollow or insecure when we do investigations into this case. Now, tell me, power play is at work, is my charge. Power play is at work, otherwise the case cannot get botched up in 2012 when the Raigad police does not adequately find out despite the finding of a body. A, power play is at work, no FIR is filed. Power play is at work, no accidental death report is filed. Power play is at work, you suddenly bring forward Maria's promotion this morning, hours after we talk about the financial angle. Power play at work, you suddenly bring back Rakesh Maria.
How are you suggesting?
So what I'm suggesting is very simple. I'm coming to the point.
What I'm suggesting is very simple. Financial angle.
Sir, what I'm suggesting is very simple. That there is interference in the police investigation into the Indrani Mukherjee murder charge. There are big shots who are now beginning to get involved in the police investigation and want to micromanage it. That is the moral of the story today. Any doubts? YP Singh, any doubts over that?
Are you suggesting
absolutely right?
And I want to know who those people
are. This is absolutely right because there is a strong circumstantial evidence to show that what Arnab is saying is with a substantial basis. Now listen. Why should a government do an illegality, a blatant illegality? Tomorrow, if anybody goes to the court citing the violations of the IPI Cadre rules, state government will be in a very, very embarrassing situation. They will face the music because there is a blatant illegality. The court goes by the letter of the law, and the law says that only an additional GG rank officer can be posted in Mumbai Police and not the DG. These are the IPS Cadre rules. If the government wanted, if Maharashtra government wanted,
we are not debating about whether Mr. Javed is eligible or not.
What we are debating,
Mr. YP Singh, we are not debating Mr. Javed's appointment as a police commissioner.
You are giving probe to Maria.
YP Singh, we are not debating Mr. Javed's appointment as a police commissioner today.
How can
let's focus on the subject of today's topic. Are we discussing the debate of Mr.
He knows IPS Cadre rules.
I don't know what camaraderie you share and
you're making a charge.
What problems you have in your department. So that is, you are the best person to decide. You are the best person to decide. So some people are your friends. Those people you are not friends. You say they are not eligible. So if anybody who has given the bad name to the police officer, it is the rivalry of the police officers who have done that. It is the rivalry among the police officers.
Hitesh Jain, YP Singh, 1 minute, please. From the day one, we've said something's not adding up. Geeta, Luthra, Vikram Singh. And what is not adding up are the flip-flops. Now, may I please ask here tonight the same question that everyone's asking. Someone powerful is trying to scuttle the case. The moment you're looking at the financial angle, Vikram Singh, the moment the focus is on the financial angle, when the case is in its last legs, there is an attempt to scuttle the progress of the case after the media, including Times Now, had put the heat on the Mumbai police by revelations on the financial angle. There is an attempt for the police to look away after the financial angle on the irregularities of the sale of INX Media during Indrani's tenure are brought to light. That's the worry tonight. Someone's trying to scuttle the case, Vikram Singh.
But Arnab, how are we presuming? I didn't get an answer to my question.
Can I confirm?
How are we presuming that?
No. What's the question? What is Rohit's question? Rohit, what's your question? Rohit, what's your question? Rohit, what's your question?
I had raised a question to Arnab. May I?
Yeah, go ahead, Rohit. Ask.
My question to Arnab is...
Yeah, go ahead, Rohit. Ask.
My question to Arnab is, how are we presuming that the succeeding police officer would not have probed the so-called financial angle with the same alacrity?
Okay, so may I ask you, may I give you both a counter question and a response to that?
Second and the last comment.
No, may I respond to that?
Second and the last comment I want to make.
May I respond to you, sir?
That I think perhaps the only wrong that Mr. Maria did, because I've been following this investigation since inception, and I think the only wrong that Mr. Maria did is that he got seduced by the media. He engaged with the media much more than he should have, which I thought was not appropriate, given the fact that...
You talk about the media, I'm sorry, I take objection to this.
I'm not blaming the media.
I'm sorry, I take objection to this.
I'm blaming Mr. Maria, not the media. I'm saying Mr. Maria over-engaged
a question asked.
the media. The media was doing its job. So don't get touchy.
Padma is talking to Rohit.
The media is doing its job. And so are the media reports, because it said information.
I'm saying the media did no wrong.
Sources.
Mr. Maria did
give
wrong
out information.
by over-engaging with the media.
Don't talk about seduction.
You're not hearing me.
And please no. And do not imply. That Mr. Maria was seduced by the media, because I have not heard hardly any comments come
I think
from
this,
Mr. Maria himself.
Rohit, I want to respond to Rohit. Let me respond to Rohit.
Every responsible media house
for this
so
case,
please don't talk about seduction.
He never bothered
and don't
to
say that
during his entire tenure
has allowed himself to be
Okay, Rohit, my response
Nobody
to Rohit.
here is a sorcerer.
He asked a question here. Padma, I want to respond to Rohit. My point is, Rohit says here that the chief, that what proof do you have of anything here? Now, Rohit, I just want to tell you one thing, that this whole media angle is a distraction from the real issue, my friend. Now, why I say this? I say this because the obvious question that you should be asking yourself, and you and Geeta Luthra are very, very qualified and eminent lawyers and barristers, the question is that was there an attempt to scuttle the progress of the case after the news of the 5 companies started by Sheena, in which, as we showed yesterday, Peter was director and at least one of them was brought to light? Was anyone uncomfortable about the fact that some of these companies were found to be repeatedly loss-making entities? Was someone uncomfortable about revelations that the directorships of these companies had been passed on from Sheena to 2 other people in 2011? Was there an attempt, Rohit, ask yourself logically, to scuttle the progress of the case when a link between Indrani and Sanjeev Khanna through this complex web of companies had been put out on Times Now and was on the verge of being established, given that the new directors of the companies have been reportedly close to her second husband and murder accomplice Sanjeev Khanna? And therefore, Rohit, I'm asking the logical question. No. Now I come to the moot issue. Rohit, now the most important point.
The logical answer
is... the most important point. The most important point. Was there anyone else who's part of this complex web, and I'm not taking any names yet, who was uneasy about the motive being unearthed? Was this an influential person, Rohit? Influential enough to have a bearing on a state government decision? Should we or should we not ask that question, Geeta Luthra? Should we ask that question or not?
We can, but we can't.
Arnab, you are absolutely well within your right to ask that question.
My only concern is this, that the money angle was the angle brought out on the first day and has been repeated by everyone every day.
No.
So we couldn't have brushed it.
No. Geeta Luthra, let me make one point to you. I asked Peter Mukherjee that question when I met him. When I asked him the question, he said, no, I'm not aware of any money or properties in Guwahati. He was trying to... Just one second. Yes, he's been consistently making inconsistent statements. The only consistent statements have been made by a section of people who have only targeted independent investigations into this case.
There was no ancestral wealth here.
Yeah, so the question is...
None of the money of the
money angle...
was attributable to the efforts or the initiators of Sheena Bora.
Geeta, see.
The wealth never belonged to her in the first place.
Facts and circumstances of the case.
What money angle are we talking about?
No, it was. No, let me explain.
It was one of the motives.
Mr. Hitesh Jain, understand this. The SFIO report was there earlier. So Geeta Luthra to a certain extent is right that it had said under section 300 and 415, etc., cheating, there was an SFIO report. But Geeta Luthra, that report had been put in some cupboard somewhere in Delhi and not to be opened again. Now, Ms. Luthra, I am making a very important point. In the course of this murder investigation, that maze was reopened yesterday. The ROC documents, everything was put out. And we had asked yesterday, viewers watching Times Now will remember Geeta Luthra, we asked that could Peter not know if one of these companies in which he was a director was transferred to people in Kolkata who were close to Sanjeev Khanna, who happens to be a murderer. The moment you ask that question, Rakesh Maria comes out at night and says, I will look at the money angle in that sense. This money angle had not been reopened. Now it was reopened, and then within minutes of that, he was removed.
And most of the ROC documents are online. To say that they were just opened yesterday,
was it put out in the course of this
documents are all available online.
You're being vacuous. You're being very rhetorical right now. You're not even understanding.
It's a fact that ROC documents are available online.
They don't even exist.
Okay, 1 minute, 2 minutes to go. 3 minutes to go on the debate. 3 minutes to go. Geeta Luthra's turn. 3 minutes to go. Geeta Luthra's turn. Geeta Luthra.
So in that sense, what one can say is, Times Now brought out certain things which were so glaring in the public eye that Rakesh Maria had to say, I will look at it. But be that as it may, he anyway needed to look at it. The whole country was talking about it. Public was talking about this missing huge amount of money and to find out that trace. So all that was something which they couldn't have brushed away. Now, only question that I can ask is this. Did you find Rakesh Maria was doing a good job, or did you feel that he was brushing things under the carpet?
I have said this repeatedly.
There is this big question here.
Geeta Luthra, I have said it repeatedly. Rakesh Maria was limiting his investigations to the personal murder angle and not getting into the real issue of the motive. Yes, there is a murder, but I found it absurd that Rakesh Maria can come out and say DNA samples match. 1 minute.
Circumstantial evidence.
Again, I'm
not the most important part.
That's what he was not looking at.
Details of
Hitesh Jain, I'm asking Hitesh, why aren't you letting Vikram come in, please? Vikram Singh, what I was saying yesterday was Rakesh Maria was till last night trying to separate
the investigation into a
speculation.
Ignoring the other angle.
You know what is speculation?
Please understand that this
Rakesh Maria till last night.
This investigation reached criticality the moment the financial
Rakesh Maria
this investigation reached criticality
and abandoning the other.
Vikram Singh.
Yes, Arnab, may I? This investigation reached criticality the moment the financial angle came. And the moment the financial angle came in front, somebody in power, somebody very uncomfortable, bulldozed those who were perceived as hazardous into oblivion, and the rest is history.
Now, ladies and gentlemen.
There is a formidable reason.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are formidable. No. What's it? So there are three things. There are three things which come in here.
Financial angle is that.
There are three things which come in here, and viewers connect the dots. There is. Rakesh Maria wants to separate the murder from the motive in that sense that he's looking at the fact, he says DNA matching is a big breakthrough. It's not a breakthrough. It is the expected thing. What would have been a breakthrough is finding out whether the financial maze had anything to do with the murder, which he was not looking at it in detail. Point number one. Point number two, there is a huge financial labyrinth, money siphoned off. 3, there is a murder which happens here. It's all within the family. Any person would draw the link. Lastly, there are big corporate interests which could emerge in here. And finally, there is political interference. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sheena murder mystery is turning into one big gigantic mess. We've said it from day one. Should someone else other than the Mumbai police now be looking at it? That's something we'll have to take a look at. Thank you very much for joining me on debate number 2 on the Maria mess on the Newshour tonight.